See, the gallbladder goes through its repair cycle between 11 and 1 in the morning. Every organ of the body has its own repair cycle.
That's right.
Now, the liver goes through its repair cycle from 1 to 3. So insomnia, as you mentioned, totally a liver symptom. And another one that is so huge, let's say your right shoulder is stiff, sore, and tight. In other words, the deltoid, the rotator cuff, the rhomboid, that's the round part of your shoulder, right? Rotator cuff. Up into the shoulder, your daughter was mentioning this earlier on the way up, that the trapezoid muscle up into the neck was stiff, sore, and tight on her. That's another classic symptom of liver being irritated. Right pectoral, same thing. Right scapula, the flat bone of the wing on the back, same thing. It can extend down into the right bicep, tricep, and even down into the elbow. Any of these symptoms, or moods, any of these, we'll get to moods in a second, any of these symptoms are all indications the liver is being irritated. Doesn't have to be a permanent thing, but it will be there, and then maybe hours later it's gone. But we all know that villains in movies tend to look like they're villains. They tend to have this going on. Everyone see this? This going on, this irritated look? Villains are never happy, nice people. Well, in face reading, which is something I teach, this is where the liver shows up on the face. Now, I am not without
I like the way you do that with your eyes kind of.
Yeah, I am not without my own liver issues. In fact, everything I've done has been for me. I just happen to share it. So if you look right here, there's 2 spots, and there's the eyes crossed again, but there's 2 lines, up horizontal lines, right?
Right.
The deeper they are, the worse they are, the more the liver's irritated. Now, when you see someone like this, or like this, and you notice in your dealings with them, their emotions tend to be anything but even.
Yes.
Well, that's a liver symptom. When the liver's overwhelmed, we get hot, we get moody, we get irritable, and it may be for quite some time.
I was just going to throw in my Zach, who is 12. He went to a football game with someone a while back, and the coach was yelling and screaming at somebody, and my son said, they need to do a liver cleanse, and they're constipated. And
oh, yeah.
It's my 12-year-old, and there's because of the anger coming out.
Sure.
And that's, once again, when I go back to my counseling days of how many times would I recommend that someone do a liver cleanse. In fact, I would say 99.9% of people, because we live in a toxic world.
We do.
We could be eating all organic. We can be, using everything chemical-free that we can get our hands on, and doing as much right stuff as we are capable and have the knowledge to do. But the facts are we live in a toxic world, and we are coming in contact with things all the time that we have no earthly idea. My neighborhood, somebody called me today and said, hey, I just wanted to tell you that they found cryptosporidium in the neighborhood pool. So just in case the kids were going to go to the neighborhood pool by any chance, just wanted to warn you that the health department actually shut it down.
Sure.
So, I mean, this is, I'm not living in a bad section of town.
No.
And yet cryptosporidium is swimming around in my swimming pool down the road. So these are things that people, and how many people have come in contact with it just in the past few days that had no earthly idea before it was exposed for what it is.
Sure.
So we have to be on guard because our liver really is that first line of defense, and if that defense system is down, we are going to be exposed. And I always say disease is opportunistic.
Exactly right.
So we cannot give it opportunity. Now I want you to quickly, if you will, mention kidneys, because this is of more interest to me. I have done so much liver cleansing and so many coffee enemas and so many liver products and so forth, and herbal remedies and things. But kidneys, I think, that a lot of people don't have as much understanding about. And then I also want you to throw in there how kidneys regulate blood pressure.
Oh, sure.
And people have no earthly idea. One of the first things I say to people, their blood pressure, I just can't get it down. I can't get my blood pressure down. I'm on 2 medications now. I can't get my blood pressure down. I'm just like, how much water do you drink? Oh, I don't like water.
Don't go near it.
No, don't like that. No. Well, I have coffee and tea. It's got water in it, right? Yeah, not the same. So, okay, jump in there. Let's talk about those kidneys.
Well, one thing to know is whenever you're going to do a liver anything liver work at all, follow it up with kidney work or do it at the same time. Because the liver supports kidney, kidney supports liver.
Can you do 2 cleanses?
At the same time? Absolutely.
Okay. But if somebody, and here's what I tell people.
Sure.
Now you correct me because, you know, you are one of the people that I go to. Hey, I got a question. I'm calling Roger. I want to know about this. If somebody says, oh no, the healing, you know, factor is just too much. You know, I'm just feeling too many side effects right now, the healing crisis. I will tell them, don't stop the cleanse, but just back off and drink more water. Get everything flushing instead of letting it just roll around in there.
When we introduce the right formula, we feel better. We don't feel worse. If we feel worse, here's why. We needed something, we used something, we felt better a half hour later, 2 hours later, we needed it again. And we're getting the symptom, but because we were taught via the allopathic model that I took a drug, it wasn't a drug, it was an herb this time, but I took a drug, doctor said, wait 20 minutes and then you'll feel the effects and don't do this and don't do that. So we're used to waiting for results. Results come immediately when you're doing it right. We feel better now. If I was to stroke your arm, you would feel it now, not 2 hours from now. The body reacts constantly. So we're turning on an organ. Turning on the organs, that's all we're doing. It's not cleansing. The body or the organs will alert the system to start releasing waste. It's the organs that are doing it. Now,
wait, I'm just going to throw in just a great plus for all the women.
Oh, gosh.
When you really start cleansing, I tell you, all the women and men these days, if you have any cellulite whatsoever, because just as you have said, and I've been saying to you for a very long time, fat cells are storing toxins. You want to know how to get rid of cellulite and all that bumpy and, you know, all that stuff? Boy, just cleanse. And I love CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, also is wonderful for cleaning out those cells. Boy, and you do that with a cleanse, baby, your thigh's going to look good. Okay, go ahead.
Well, take a look at our model here. So notice the yellow line. Well, not all of us are in this kind of shape. Val and I are. We work hard at it. So, but this is where the fatty tissue is, and this is where the toxins are laden throughout the system. And so when you start turning on these organs, the liver here and the kidneys back here, you're going to start mobilizing this, and this fat starts breaking down. Now, there's something, we'll come back to this, there's something you said I want to go into, and I'm suddenly blanking what that was. Oh, that's right, we talked about being in a pool.
Yes.
Well, so we think of pools as being very healthy, but when you're in a chlorinated pool and you get out, do you ever notice that your eyes are red?
Oh, yeah.
Wonder what that is. It's that you've been bathing in chlorine. The skin is being bathed in chlorine. You're taking a bath in chlorine.
Carcinogen, known cancer-causing agent.
Exactly right. It's irritating the eyes, which are regulated by the liver. And so even though we've been exercising, we feel kind of lethargic and tired and, we're not feeling like ourselves at all. But let's get back to the kidneys again. So if there's kidney symptoms, we may very well have issues with low back pain, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Muscle pain, joint pain. In fact, here's the whole list of what the kidneys regulate as per the Chinese, but it's all accurate. And I'll do the list slow. The kidneys regulate the adrenals, the prostate, the ovaries, the testes, the uterus, the pancreas, the spleen, the lymphatic system, the blood, the tendons, the ligaments, the joints, the ears, the heart, and the scalp. And I think I've gotten the entire list. So if someone has equilibrium problems, they're feeling dizzy or there's a buzzing in their ears, they correct their kidneys, they feel better. Okay, every woman who's ever had a period, the period cramps, the severity of it can be modified by improving kidney function.
Absolutely.
Suddenly there's no period cramps.
Yep, that's right.
I was working with a woman who I met at a convention.
I would know that by experience. He just knows it by, books. Okay.
That's it.
Yes.
I don't remember being a woman.
We hope not.
So I was working with a woman at a convention. She hadn't had a period in 7 years. She was 23 years old. So do the math. I forgot what that would be. So 23 years old, just out of chiropractic college, and hadn't had a period. Well, what I did is I gave her some different herbs and explained that this should turn on the kidneys because they're just slightly off. This isn't a panic problem. Right. She came back to me 2 days later, shooed everybody out of my booth, and then broke down crying because she had her first period that night at 2 in the morning. It started for the first time in that many years.
It is just, isn't it? I always say the body knows how to heal. The
Yes.
body knows what to do.
If we allow it to.
If we allow it to, and we give it the tools.
Yes.
So that it can do what it already knows to do. But if